A group of archaeology students. The confident leader Mark, the smart and perceptive Lisa, the cheerful vlogger Dan, and the quiet but observant Sophia arrive in the abandoned fishing village of Black Cove. Legend has it that a century ago, a lighthouse keeper named William Crow lived here, who lost his entire family one stormy night. Since then, his ghost is said to guard the village, allowing no one to leave. The students want to make a documentary, but they soon realize the legend is a brutal truth. Their car breaks down at the village entrance. A thick, unnaturally cold fog already shrouds Black Cove. The houses stand empty but look as if the residents left just yesterday. On a table in one of them, even a plate with long rotten food remains. Creepy place, Dan tried to joke, pointing his camera at night. Sophia wakes up to the sound of footsteps outside. Heavy, slow, dragging. She wakes Lisa. Together, they creep to the window. Several figures move slowly in the fog. They are not people. Their movements are wooden, their faces pale and lifeless. They are sailors from a ship that sank a century ago, washed ashore by the sea. Now they serve Crow. In the morning, they discover all the tools and spare parts from the trunk are gone. Panic rises. Dan, despite protests, decides to go to the lighthouse to film it for his vlog. It's the main attraction, he insists. He leaves. An hour passes, then two. He doesn't return. The remaining three decide to find him. They find him at the foot of the lighthouse. Dan is sitting, leaning against the wall, his camera shattered beside him. He seems to be asleep, but when Mark shakes him, the body falls over limply. Dan's face is frozen in a mask of silent horror, and damp sea moss is stuck to his temple. He had been dead for hours. "We're not alone," Sophia whispers, pointing at the wet footprints on the stones leading back into the fog. They run back to the house and barricade themselves inside. As night falls, the fog thickens and they begin to emerge from it. The dead. Their skin is covered in barnacles and silt, crabs teeming in their empty eye sockets. They silently surround the house and begin breaking down the doors and windows. They can't be stopped by bullets from Mark's hunting rifle. The wounds seal with silt and seaweed. They react to light, Lisa shouts, noticing one of the dead recoil from a flashlight beam. They use all their light sources to keep the creatures at bay, but the batteries die. Chaos reigns in the house. A long, slimy limb made of tangled seaweed and bones crawls through a shattered window and grabs Mark's leg. He fights back, but the creature doesn't let go. "Run," he yells to Lisa and Sophia, before being dragged out into the darkness. Lisa and Sophia miraculously escape the house through a back door and run towards the boats on the shore. The fog becomes their main enemy. It distorts sounds and space. Suddenly, a tall figure in a rain-soaked cloak appears before them. It's the keeper, William Crow. His face is hidden in the shadow of his hood, but from the darkness, only shimmering eyes full of sorrow and madness are visible. No one leaves. His voice is like the creaking of old wood. "You disturbed our peace. Now you stay here forever." He doesn't move, but from the fog behind the girls, the dead begin to crawl. It seems like the end. Sophia suddenly remembers the legend. Crow cannot leave because he is searching for his family. She snatches the flashlight from Lisa, the last one with charge, and directs the light not at Crow, but slightly to the side, into the emptiness. "Your wife and daughter. They are waiting for you there, in the light," she says, her voice trembling, but convincing. "They forgive." Crow's ghost freezes. He looks in the direction she pointed, and for a moment, something human flashes in his eyes. Hope. He lets out a long, drawn-out moan and slowly dissolves into the fog. The dead, having lost their master's will, immediately crumble into piles of bones and silt. The girls reach an old boat, push off from the shore, and row with their last strength until the fog disperses and they see the lights of the nearest town. A month later, Lisa is in the hospital. She barely speaks. Sophia sits by her bed, watching the news. The anchor reports the mysterious disappearance of another group of tourists near Black Cove. Sophia walks to the window. Fog is beginning to gather outside. Ordinary city fog. But she imagines that for a moment, a tall figure in a soaked cloak flickers in its depths, and a quiet whisper, full of sorrow and anger. No one leaves. She understands. They escaped, but they are not free. The curse of Black Cove will haunt them forever.